What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. Now you guys can probably already tell it is going down. Just by that title alone, guys, definitely gonna want to check this one out because like I mentioned repeatedly earlier last week, those big mouth ladies on the set of ABC's The View are finally running into legal trouble because of the comments that they're making on Donald Trump and Elon Musk in this newest update. I'm excited to check it out, so we're not straight into it. So make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Before we even get into it, you guys, hit that like button, also hit that subscribe button for your boy. And without further ado, let's jump straight into it, folks. Check this one out.
Not to engage in conspiracy theories about assassination attempts, but I guess that's too much to ask from The View. I mean, I got to ask you, because they said it, are you aware of any plots from Elon Musk to push President Trump down the stairs?
That's crazy.
Absolutely not. Let me be unequivocally clear about that. And watching this clip, I couldn't help but think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists. But they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years. They likened President Trump to Hitler. They have mocked him. They have shamed him. They have lied about him consistently on their show. And it was a joy to watch them on November the 6th when they realized that tens of millions of Americans do not listen to the lies that they have spewed. These women are completely out of touch with reality. And you're right, ABC should wake up. They just paid $15 million to President Trump's future library. That's a great thing for the American people.
Wow, and you would have thought after paying or forking up $15 million to this guy, President-elect Donald Trump, you would think you have your, your host, your co-host under control with their rhetoric, their narrative, but they're still out there. They're not only slamming Donald Trump, defaming his name, but they're also throwing that shame, that defamation on Melania Trump too. Everyone that's associated with Donald Trump is in the, crosshairs of these ladies. And when do you draw the line? When does it stop? How many lawsuits will it take?
It is. I wanted to start with that crazy absurdity because during my tenure as White House press secretary, there was a lot of absurdities coming from the press. I remember one briefing where Ryan Lizza bizarrely asked me if Trump was happy that the South lost the Civil War, to which, you could see me, I stopped, I looked at him and said, that is absurd. I mean, you'll deal with these kind of crazy questions from the White House podium. How do you plan to deal with it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I absolutely will. I feel prepared to do that. I've been facing the media now, speaking on behalf of President Trump on the campaign trail for the past couple of years. And we are expecting the media to be hostile. However, Kaylee, if you do talk to a lot of these reporters off the record, they will tell you they look forward to more press transparency and access. And while we will expose the fake news when they are fake, we will hold them accountable for their lies and smears of President Trump. I can also assure the American people that they are going to be hearing directly from the leader of the free world. And the press likes to hear that too. That's something that has not happened over the past 4 years. We've had
Of course, because we've had Joe Biden running, dipping and dodging from the press. Any questions, Joe Biden's nodding, waving and awkwardly walking away. And then we've got Cringe Jean-Pierre, covering up for this guy, lying on top of lying and gaslighting the people. I mean, it's time. It's time for us to move forward. I'm definitely excited to see Caroline Leavitt. I haven't seen much of her on the campaign trail, but I'm excited to see what she can do.
An incompetent, senile president, as proven by that scathing Wall Street Journal report that came out today and you discussed on the show earlier. You have a press secretary who hardly knows what's going on in the building and never gives honest and truthful answers. All of that is going to change on January 20th, as evidenced by President Trump's press conference at Mar-a-Lago this week, where he took nearly 90 minutes worth of questions from the legacy media. And so nobody cares about access more than President Trump. You knew that as his press secretary. That's going to change come in January, but will continue to hold the fake news accountable, no doubt about it.
I like that.
Caroline, I read this report from Media Research Center that there's been 96% negative coverage from the broadcast networks of Trump's cabinet picks, and yet polling shows a majority of Americans support them. And the reason I wanted to bring this up, and I would never ask you to reveal, a conversation you had with a reporter, so I just want to ask for a general characterization. You'd think after Trump got more popular raw vote count than any Republican in the history of presidential politics, won the popular vote, that there would be some press that's eating crow right now. In any of your conversations, do you get a sense that reporters are stepping back and saying, look, he's doing something right, and maybe we need to reassess how we look at this presidency?
I do think a lot of members of the legacy media are realizing that. I thought that was evident at the press conference at Mar-a-Lago this past week, where the questions truly were focused on the issues of the day. And there are a lot of problems plaguing our country and the American people right now. We are still entangled in a war in Ukraine. The Middle East is chaotic. We have inflation that's still robbing the American people of their hard-earned paychecks. We have a border that continues to be a mess. We have hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrant criminals roaming free in our country. And so I hope that the media will focus on the issues that matter to the American people, the issues that led them to vote in a resounding way for President Trump on November the 5th. That's what President Trump is focused on more so than ever. We have an array of executive action that will be rolled out on day one to change the lives of the American people immediately.
I mean, come on, and this right here is what we voted for right here. That you just see it's night and day. Karine Jean-Pierre would never get up there, do this interview, sit down with Kayleigh McEnany and be so transparent. The transparency here, it just doesn't even compare to what we get on the other side with the Biden administration. I'm already seeing through just one sit-down interview. It hasn't even been a full 5 minutes. With Caroline Leavitt, you can see she's going to be able to, speak to the people, actually serve for the people instead of, hiding and restricting information from us.
To change the lives of the American people immediately. We have the House, we have the Senate. President Trump has big plans for Capitol Hill. And so I hope the legacy media will take a step back and realize that the American people haven't listened to their lies. Trust in the legacy media is at an all-time low. And President Trump ran in an untraditional media lane on the campaign trail. It's a big part of the reason he won, because he sat down with podcasters and social influencers and new voices.
And that's another great point coming from, Caroline Leavitt right there, where she's saying most folks don't believe legacy media, traditional news anymore. And it simply is the case. Most folks have turned their back on, and now they're relying on more so independent media, independent journalists like myself, Reckless. I know the way we get most of our news is if it's not on X, formerly known as Twitter, it's, through YouTube, watching clips, other people that, report the news just to figure out what's going on, because that's how you get the real, that's how you get the raw versus the spin that we've been getting, especially these last 4 years. It seems like the journalists, it's like a breath of fresh air for folks to finally be able to report their truth without the Biden admin over their back.
With podcasters and social influence, all-time low. And President Trump ran in an untraditional media lane on the campaign trail. It's a big part of the reason he won, because he sat down with podcasters and social influencers and new voices that the American people are clearly listening to. And as President Trump's press secretary, we're going to find new ways to bring those voices into the briefing room as well, which I think will be a very effective way to continue to get the president's message out to the American people. Clearly, he did it on the campaign trail. We will continue that in the White House.
Yo, there we have it, guys. It sounds like those ladies on the set, ABC's The View, better watch it. They're on thin ice right now with, the way they've been dragging and slamming Donald Trump. They've been dragging him through the mud. The way they've spoken his name, Elon Musk, the theories that they have are just wild, outlandish. We got Caroline Leavitt looking like a superstar press secretary. I mean, come on, you guys. She's so articulate, well-spoken. She's, clear with every thought, response. And she responds to every part of the question. Unlike that other person, what's her name? Karine Jean-Pierre. I mean, come on. And to think, she's way easier on the eyes. And I think she's 27 years old, guys. Absolutely insane. 1 year older than me. I'm like, holy cow, I got to get my stuff together, get in that White House. But guys, definitely hop in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy more content like this, catch you guys on the next one week.